Welcome to Sparkles Corner. It's May 7th, 2025, and today I am doing a recipe for center chops. We will need original all-purpose seasoning I use with no salt, some rosemary, poultry season, southern blend, and parsley flakes. You're going to need a timer. You're going to need a meat tenderizer and mix. And I always wear gloves, but you can just wash your hands. Okay, today, so before we start, we're going to do this with the meat tenderizer. We're going to turn the chop, the center chop, and we're going to do this again. The reason we're doing this, now we're going to put that in the wash to be done. The reason we're doing that is that way when I make a rub, that will help go with the rub. Also, I'm going to use the 6-quart Nesco, and and you're going to need some olive oil, EV oil, the oil sprayer. Okay, now we're going to get all the, I'm going to set you down because I forgot to bring over my thing. We're going to open up all the tops. I'm taking all the tops off. The top is off. The top is off. The top is off. Okay. And I'm getting down to the tops. Okay. All right. Whoops, missed one. Okay, so we're going to take about a 2 pinches. Let's make this 4 pinches of parsley flakes. I love parsley flakes. Okay, 4 pinches. Okay, now we're going to take the poultry seasoning, and we're going to put, about that much in there. That's about 1/4 teaspoon. And that's about a 1/2 teaspoon. Now we're going to take the rosemary, about 1/4 teaspoon of rosemary, and about a 1/16 teaspoon of no salt. Okay, now we're going to mix it all together. Just dry ingredients, okay? Just dry ingredients. All right, now we're going to take the EVO, the olive oil, and I'm spraying the pork chop, the center chop. Now I'm going to rub it. We want to rub it. Rubby, 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 rubby. That's why we made the hole. See, the seasonings is going to get inside the chop. Okay, now we're going to do the same for the other side. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go to our 6-quart Nesco, and we're going to put the center chop in there. Now we're just going to spray it again. Okay. Now we're going to put the top on. All right, now we're going to set the timer to 400 to 350, and then we're going to set the timer right here for 20 minutes. Okay, what you're going to do is you're not going to touch it. 20 minutes, we're going to turn it over, and I'll be back with you in 20 minutes. So stay tuned for all the fun. And cook it with the top on. Your Nesco again, 350. Okay. See you in the back. After 20 minutes, I turned the center pork chops. And you see how juicy they are? Now you want them to reach 145 to be done, to be the correct temperature. And then we're sure they're at the correct temperature. And the needle's going to gradually move. And it's at 120. They're not done. And I turned it 20 minutes. I timed it 20 minutes at 350 in the Nesco, and then I timed it another 20 minutes after I turned it for the pork chops. And then if it's close to it, then I'm going to turn the temperature up. But no, we're at 120, so it's not quite done yet, and they don't look done yet. So I'm going to turn it. You take like this, and now you turn it over like this in your 6-quart Nesco. Okay. Now we're going to turn the temperature up to 450, and we're gonna, you see, we cooked 20 minutes, turned it, cooked 10 minutes. Now we've got 10 minutes left on the timer, and we're turning up, after we turned it again, we're turning it up to 450, because we're at 120. So now we'll check the temperature at when the last 10 minutes are done. Okay. So stay tuned for the next part. We're now at 145, which is the temperature you want poultry done. So I'm going to take it off. I'm going to put the cover on there. I'm going to unplug it, and I'm going to let the meat rest. You always want to let it rest for at least 5 minutes. So while this is resting, I'm going to finish the rest of the meal. So I'm making mashed potatoes. Okay, I want to start this corn. I'm making cream corn, which only takes a couple of minutes just to heat it till it gets done. And I've got some temperature on for 5 minutes. So, and then we're going to cut it and see when it's done. I'm going to put this back over there, and it's always a good idea to let it rest. And then I'm going to get a plate. So I'm going to slice the pork, center chop. I'm going to give half to my mom and half to me after it's had a good rest. This doesn't matter because it's unplugged, so I'm just going to turn it all the way to off. Okay, so I'll see you when I'm ready to cut the meat and taste test it. See you soon. Bye. Welcome back. This is the final one. This is it after it's rested. Okay, so I'm going to cut it in half. Okay. I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to serve. Then we're going to taste test. Okay. And it was at the correct amount. This is a big center chop.
Put that. That's good. You can eat it. I can't.
Do you want this piece or the other piece?
The small. Oh yeah, that small piece. That's better.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, you
can
eat it and I can't.
Okay. There's that. All right.
You'll see.
If you can't with no teeth, you can always grind it, you know. Get your drink. Okay. Now we're about to taste test. So this is what it looks like. It's at the correct temperature, as you saw, and so, which is 145, and then we let it rest a good 5 minutes so that you don't cut it till after it rests so the juiciness gets into it.
Okay, eat that.
Okay, so I'm going to cut it right now, and I'm going to taste test it with you.
It's very tasty.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I'm gonna
Sharing,
get this stuff
sharing.
out, which I can't touch.
Mmm. Mmm. The flavor is good.
Take that.
It's nice and tender.
Because you can eat it and I
Okay.
can't.
She's talking about lettuce. Okay, and all right, there it is. And as always, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. How to cook a center chop in the 6-quart Nesco. Stay tuned for all the fun, and as always, the fun never ends in Sea Sparkles Corner. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.